Did you know Bond students have been in every Olympics since '92? How do they do it? Bond is known for its prowess in the sporting domain. With incredible facilities throughout campus, it means you can easily transition from this to this. Sport is alive and well at Bond University.
Thank you so much, man. I just moved this way so, I was trying to create space for you so you could look through a window, but I appreciate that my odor's going to always beat your odor. I don't care how much you can. So... Gotcha. Sure. Let me go through the list. There's a lot of them at house now. Jess Stallard is their Q4, number 25 down here. And as you can see, 26 matches, 49 goals. That's for she played with the Q4 up here, but I'm going to make a big deal when she gets to 50th. Now, either around the time of the centre bounce, if you can see matchups like that, I love inserting those into entries. So, and you'd go up and down between the sheet and the jersey numbers all the time. Or if you just say a number, because I've been studying this for a while, if you could say, Aspley number 19, I'll go, Brent. So no, I'll do that all day. So definitely just Stella. Jamie Bryant in 15 is, she's playing in the Bundesliga, maiden name is a halfback. Very quick, loves to move. Lucia Liesi number 12 is a big centre. Essentially, Steph O'Brien looks at her and says, I'm you 2 years older. So she will be one. Louise Tyson. Go into inside big. But as you said, I think Fergus has been moved back to do some tagging to the receive. Oh, sure. I'd love to make a big deal of Chad.
Thank you. Good luck for guys.
Good afternoon. It's an appropriately solemn welcome to you from Zups Aspley Oval in the north of Brisbane, the home ground of the Aspley Hornets. This is round 3, the Anzac round of the Bond University QAFLW. And this is a top-of-the-table clash between Aspley Hornets, who, so far, well, if they win today, they will be the only team to have won its first 3 matches this season. If Southport win, they could cause a logjam of 5 teams out of the 8 in the competition on 2 wins and 1 loss. This is, of course, the same 2 teams who contested last year's preliminary final. Very different teams since then. My name is Daniel Viles. Thank you for joining us here on the official AFLQ YouTube channel. Today, joining me for the first time in the Bond University QAFLW from Victoria, and no, you can't have her back, Sky Burgess. Sky, welcome to Queensland, eh?
Good afternoon. What an absolute day for it, to be honest. This is the reason I moved to Queensland.
Well, it's better weather. I mean, it was predicted to be quite humid, but there's a breeze just taking the sting out of it, so I think the players are going to be full of energy for the next 2 hours.
It does feel lovely until you're out there running around. Our poor Resi's girls were saying it was extremely hot, and even as I was doing the running, you do tend to notice when you're running around a little bit more, so hopefully the cloud cover stays over for them.
Now, full disclosure, Sky is a member of the Southport Sharks Football Club, plays reserve grade. Well, they copped a bit of a knock last week, but Southport's loss is the commentary box's gain, so thank you for being here.
That's right, multi-talented, here to work.
So, it's a great pleasure to be with you. Zups Aspley Oval. 2 of the top 3 teams in this competition, of which there is no doubt. Knocked down by Anstey, but the clearance, well, no clearance, but the ball was gathered by Kira Zarafa, one of 11 players in this match who have experience in the Northern Territory Premier League. I'd say hello to the Northern Territory, but there's none of you left. Through the legs of O'Flaherty, Tyson, wrapped around by about 4 Sharks, most prominently Maddie Watt.
They're absolutely going strong to start, aren't they? They need to get it out and get it clear.
And of course, stopping the other side from clearing is something both of these sides do extremely well. Goes back to Jasmine Kawa. Another Victorian comes out wide to Tyson, unable to hold on to it. Kawa on the top of the contest, and underneath it looks like Rihanna Ship.
Strong work by both teams in and around the ball. It's going to be a contest today, isn't it?
Always. Tyson knocking it back in the general direction of Sylvana Goldback-Eggett. Tried to get it back to Van der Weel. Half succeeded. O'Brien will wrap that up. It's a scrappy start because both sides are switched on. Anstey in the ruck. Shayla Lloyd taking her starting position in the ruck. Booted forward by Anstey off her non-preferred left foot. And Aspley get the first inside 50. It's shallow for the moment. And Maddie Watt will make sure it stays that way.
They don't call her the animal for no reason, Daniel. Excellent tackle. That's 2 in a row by her now.
I don't think I'd get away with calling Maddie the animal.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to come from the right person.
Wouldn't survive. Cleverly knocked out wide to Plooples. Finds Hunt.
Great positioning in front.
Hunt in space. Let people think a name. Back to O'Brien. Goes wide. Out of the hands of Gregory, but she got ahead of Lucy Thompson. The tackle was put on by Fogus. We thought we might see her in the back line today, but staying at half forward where she's been so far in 2024. Free kick to Aspley. I did see a bit of a... did you catch the signal, Sky?
I think he did say ball, but I'm not sure there.
That's okay. Emma Pittman in number 20. Her first game as captain for Aspley. Named at the start of the year, but missed the first 2 rounds with injury. As they drill it forward and finding Eloise O'Connor. She plays wide, as Aspley like to do. It's a fairly narrow field, this one. About 2/3 of the width of Fankhauser Reserve. But both sides will make sure they use that width. Back to Kawa. Handballing on the side. Over the back finds Zarafa. She has a decent left boot on her. Gregory, under pressure from Van der Weel. The crumbs were nearly picked up by Ship. Van der Weel just got the handball away in time. And ran away from Maddie Tallis on the far side in number 22. Looks a very slight figure, but wait till you see her run. Van der Weel didn't quite get as much on it as she wanted. Lloyd flew. Boundary throw-in.
Aspley set up are really great at the moment. I think Southport just need to be a little bit careful when it's coming out with that switch play. They had absolutely no one on them out on that far side. They were lucky to take it over as they did.
And of course, Southport locking it in the front 50 is pretty much their DNA. Zarafa, handball under pressure, came back to Watt. O'Flaherty got onto her, caused the turnover. O'Connor belting it forward onto the chest of Vetter. Vetter looking for options. Here comes the surge. Under pressure, just able to get the handball away. Jess Marr slices through traffic as she's been doing for a while. O'Brien just lost concentration at the vital moment, but recovered easily. Looking for Hunt in the middle. Was that an off-ball incident which has caused the free kick?
Yeah, just hold without it. Steph was hold without the ball once she'd gotten rid of it, so it's her free kick in the middle. They're asking for a 50. She did throw it back an extensive way, but the umpire doesn't look like they're going to pay it.
We'll get to the umpires in a moment. Caleb Hahn and Lucas Cosmire in the middle of the field today. Andrew Barnes and Leo Fratis on the boundary. Aidan Morgan and Nate Wooding. Taken easily by Taylor Gregory. Gee, she's grown as a player in the last 2 years. Went wide, made Fogus run. Fogus doesn't mind a bit of a run. Right half forward. Looks for the centering kick. Hunt was on the move. That came off the wrong part of the boot. Aspley will be able to clear. Goes over the head of Evie Long, the new Brisbane Lion. Selena Priest, more on her in a moment. Just running past Goldback Eggett towards the boundary. Pluples has good pressure and then touched off the boot of Jessica Davey.
We've just noticed Emma Suckling has just come off the bench for Sharks. She is an absolutely amazing runner, so it'll be interesting to see the impact she can have on the game from here.
I saw her play for the Allies under-18s last year, and it was I mean, the team was outclassed when I saw them, so I'm looking forward to seeing Emma Suckling playing in part of a dominant side.
Her in the big pond now.
Knocked by Anstey. On the ground was Rasmussen on making her QAFLW debut today. Kicked into no woman's land, just at the front of the centre square. Vetter's chasing, as is Lee Alder. We don't often see Lee Alder in space, but she's surprisingly quick. I didn't mean to patronise her by saying surprisingly. Ship.
She'll take it. She's quick, so she'll take it.
And Gregory will see that over the paint just ahead of Lanigan. Selena Priest. Now, clubs tend to only celebrate the milestones that matter to their club, but I think just as a representative of the competition, today is Selena Priest's 100th game in the Bond University QAFLW. 70 for Coolangatta, won a premiership back in 2016, had a stint with the Lions, now 30 at Southport. She's a legend of Queensland women's footy.
It's an amazing achievement for women, is that a lot of them haven't played till the older age, so they, for them to clock up that amount of games is impressive.
Fogus on her left foot, found Gregory.
Good lead, in front, let out hard. She's going to go and snap.
Looked inside, just Lanigan was able to get in the way, which is something she does a lot. Goes all the way back to Pittman. They love to handball out of defence. Van der Weel found O'Flaherty. O'Flaherty keeps it wide, over the head of Perry. Marr playing high. Handball wide from Zarafa. Was that called a throw?
Holding again, I think.
Beg your pardon.
No.
Ah, yes. No, it has gone to Southport. The arm just went up to hold the player back. The kick is short to O'Brien, but she burst onto it superbly. Looks out wide for Hunt. Megan Hunt, she's been doing that for about a decade in this competition. Finding space, taking marks.
That is excellent vision by Steph, isn't it? I think she looked up for a second and already knew where Meg was. So that's just great awareness of your teammates. Do you back her in from here, Daniel?
Yes, I do.
So do I.
She was a forward when she began for Cooperoo back in 2014 or so. She has 95 goals in this competition. 5 today might be asking a bit much. Comes off the side, so the scoring has opened with a minor to Hunt.
And she's got the long sleeve on. I believe you saw our Footy X video.
Please, everyone, I make a point of following all 8 clubs in the Bond University QAFLW on Instagram in particular, but also Facebook. Southport's latest video is a cracker. Lucy Thompson plays right from the goal square. The mark dropped by Rachel Anstey, who, as well as rucking, likes to act as a link player. Inside, finds Liesi. She comes across field. Jamie Bryant's in the middle. Good pressure from Pluples. Spoils the mark. Then puts the tackle on Bryant, brings it to ground, causes the stoppage. I will rave about Abby Pluples as long as you give me time.
She's great, isn't she? Great aggressor at the footy.
inside as the ruck duty is taken by Avalon Pierce, who's probably a more traditional ruck. Aspley held, Goldback Eggert, Hannah Davies working to hold them in, but O'Connor clears up the right-hand side. Good mark taken by Evie Long on her bike straight away. Doesn't have a lot of options up forward, finds a dry piece of ground to bounce on. Goes inside 50, looking for Stella, doesn't find her because it's cut off.
Was that... oh, no, Kaylee's in the middle. I can't even see that far.
Well, it's number 55 who's not in our sheet, and I'm not quite close enough to see.
I'll keep an eye out. I'll figure that one out.
Thank you very much, as Evie Long then knocks that over the boundary. Selena Priest doesn't really need to convince the umpire it's gone out in the full. It's a soccer scoreline. Zups Aspley Oval, Anzac round. Southport in possession, turn it over straight away. And the turnover won't please Doc. Had a few of those last round against Bond University. Aspley inside 50, the foot race is on. Was cleaned up well enough. And a good one too at the back as it's been able to be cleared. Out to right halfback. Picked up by Bryant. Bryant looking for a centering kick. Just over the top of Perry, couldn't find her. Might have been Ma who picked that up at the back. Perry with the tackle. Play on. Disposed correctly. Stepping, weaving. Called a throw. Aspley with a shot on goal. To Alana Perry, not a big goal scorer. Just the 9 in her 80 games in this competition. More of a ball winner.
Aspley are really bringing through rotations now. They've got the chance at a goal.
Well cut off. The goalkeeping was superb. And Southport diffused the danger. There's a pack of 5 hands unable to keep the ball in. Boundary throw in. Southport's left forward pocket or left half forward.
Here comes Steph O'Brien for a rest. And she's going to swap with Meeksy Hunt.
They look after each other.
Absolutely.
And the ruck was Avalon Pierce. Just got fingers to it. Didn't really go anywhere.
Backed it up with a tackle. Impressive work by a ruck.
Is that because she's the forgotten?
She's got something to prove.
Makes sense. Centering ball. Evie Long dispossesses. Gets the handball away to O'Flaherty. O'Flaherty found space. Picked off by Watt. The tackle before that came in from Ma. She caused the turnover. Watt benefited. Just inside the 50. Good mark taken under pressure. And that was Kimber. Welcome back to the Bond University QAFLW, Kaylee Kimber. We've missed you. Hopefully we'll see you back in the AFLW again.
I hope so. She's an absolute powerhouse.
Hannah Davies on the left wing. We'll just go over the head of Fogus. That was attacked beautifully by Jasmine Carver.
Great courage.
Comes out wide to Bryant, who's been busy early. Steps inside. Charged down by Hunt. Fogus and Bryant working hard. Fogus's strength has been notable in the first 3 rounds of this year.
I tell you what is impressive. Aspley's setup around the ball is absolutely phenomenal. You can tell how well drilled they are by their coaching staff.
You can move the contest 30 metres and see the same people in the same positions.
Yep.
Now well picked up as it comes to Jessica Davey. Through the middle. Stallard looking for it. Has a bit of space. Jinx trying to find space. Couldn't get away from Alder. Lee Alder, fantastic work at the back.
She just needed a bit more support from her teammates. She did all the work and had nowhere to go.
Out wide to Plooples, who's found herself on the left. She covers some ground. Forward to Rasmussen. Rasmussen, flat kick. Just falls a little short to Gregory. And then flattened by Anstey before she had the ball.
Absolutely. She hadn't even got it in her hands yet. Free kick Southport. Middle of the ground.
Anstey, who brought up 100 senior games in her career at Yeronga last round. Been gone for 3 years. Good to see her back. Davies did well to get over the back of that contest. Just couldn't hold on. And technically it's an inside 50. McNiven was pushed off the ball. Davies on the ground again has been working hard in the last minute and the last few years. Inside towards Thompson. The kick came from Chase Monty, who made her debut last round. Thompson Clearance was under pressure from Hunt. Enough bodies at the ball, a 2-on-2 contest, and that'll be a stoppage. Thompson had to work hard under pressure from Hunt.
Southport have got to be careful just bombing it in there. Aspley have got the spare set up behind the ball and she's just marking it and sending it back out every time.
Back towards Watt. Charged the ball, attacked it, went without it. O'Brien on her left foot, looking for Davies. Missed her, back towards Hunt. Needed a first-time pick-up and the ball just refused to bounce anywhere near her hand. Another stoppage, maybe 5 metres closer to goal than the last one. Gregory knocks it back to O'Brien. The snap from Hunt. Thompson will defuse that.
There are the spares.
And in fact, it was Lanigan, who, they're the residents there, but you're right, the spare was able to cause that overlap. As it comes wide to Kiana Toy. Or possibly Kiana Toy. I wasn't able to check that one before the game. Apologies. And Zarafa took that ball when everyone else moved away. I don't know whether she just lifted her armpit and she hadn't used deodorant, but everyone was gone. Kimber went through the middle, seemed to lose it cold. Not a free kick. Turn over to Aspley. Comes out wide. The kick was under pressure, and that is diffused very easily by Shayla Lloyd.
Liz Hills.
It is Liz Hills, I apologise.
Hills is playing up today, yep.
That makes a lot of sense, and I apologise to both the Lloyds and the Hills. First game since moving from Cooperoo, and I need to start recognising her in black and white rather than navy. Good grief, Daniel. Maddie Tallis on the left wing. Every option covered. Southport have matched up in a very traditional manner. Tallis drives it low and found the one teammate in amongst 4 Sharks in the form of Evie Long.
That was impressive to mark that. She was severely outnumbered.
There's a reason the Lions drafted her before she'd played a QAFLW game. Went out wide to Stallard. The handball was slick. The catching not quite so. Bryant still challenging. Comes eventually to Stallard, but there was holding without the football, so Southport will have the opportunity to clear through Pluples.
Watch them as they set up now. They've got all the spare numbers in the middle of the 50. Whether they'll switch it out, no, they've gone down long where they're outnumbered. It's gotten out the back, it'll do.
So Maddie Watt makes it work. Has support in the middle again. Very clever from Watt to just knock the ball forward, draw the tackle, and consequently draw the free kick. It's good thinking for an animal.
I've given you the inside goss now.
Oh, I knew. Anstey. Challenged onside, put in forward. That may have been Rasmussen. Turned over to Van der Weel. Turned over a second time towards the 50. Came over the top from O'Brien. Running onto it was Lloyd. Lloyd off target and may not reach the goal line, which may suit Southport. Pittman was under no pressure in the end and was very easily able to find the returning Hannah Brennan. Brennan ran into a bit of trouble with Ship. Sorry, this guy.
No, I was going to take the words right out of your mouth. She had nowhere to go, so she probably should have just held that up a little bit.
But again, they've handballed out of trouble. Van der Weel kept it wide, looking for Long in a one-on-one with Kimber. And that's a battle I'd like to see at the level above this. Then Long tried to do too much. In fact, she didn't. Was able to get it forward to Vetter. Vetter had 50 metres to go. The handball hit a little bit hard on the chest of Bryant. Although I do like seeing someone as short as Jamie Bryant saying, I can be centre-half forward. And Aspley find themselves with an inside forward 50 after nearly losing possession 3 times. Liesi had it in the middle, lost it. O'Flaherty tried to get through and was wrapped up very well. I think there might be Fogus back there. It was.
There's lots of strong players in around this ball, isn't it? That's what I love about these two teams. They're tough.
You could argue these are probably the 2 physically strongest sides, and I'm including Bond in that list, who have other skills.
Yeah.
But for pure physicality, if you like your footy old school, this is the place to be. O'Brien, yet another touch. Misdirected the kick. Maybe was looking for Hunt, overcooked it. And can only find McNiven. Pittman, a former teammate of Hunt's at Cooperoo many years ago and at UQ. Pluples. Gives away the free. Good work from Bryant. But you're right. If her foot was just, 20 centimetres longer. Yeah. needed clown shoes.
She did well to try and get that. She had her arm pinned, so.
Another inside 50 for Aspley, but it goes straight down the throat of Hills. Hills finds Hunt, who was looking directly into the sun. Just misjudged it, but good support from Zarafa. Also O'Brien, as they play handsies at left halfback. Out to Zarafa, beautiful to Fogus. It's probably only 5 centimetres off target. That's the kind of pass that'll stick by the time we get to finals, because they'll be that much better drilled. And it might be presumptuous to say that these two teams will make finals, but honestly, tell me I'm wrong.
Look, it would be a good bet. Wouldn't bet my house on it, but it's pretty good.
No, you put $100 on it in the hope of making 101. Carla. Volleyball breaks out. Good tackle, I think, from Ship, just to break down the play. Hills. Been working well as a spare in defence, but kicked it away to Vanderweel. Vanderweel looking for options, looking for Vetter. Good spoil at the back from Alder. That fell and was cleared by Suckling. Coming across was Gregory, who nearly came up with that. On the ground was Monty. Impressive junior career. I think, is she still 17? I think she played under 17s at Surfers last year.
I know she's young, that's for sure.
Yes. Does she have a fake ID? I never said that. I never said that.
My lips are sealed.
That's good.
No, I wouldn't know.
O'Brien tackled. Stoppage in the close to the middle of the park. We're in the final seconds. We've had 1 point. That is how tight this game has been. And very few shots on goal. Liesi looking for something late. The kick was not as strong as she wanted. Priest didn't take it with her. Goes to Long. Ship with a goal-saving tackle about 30 metres out. Back to Long again. The pressure from Southport. Selena Priest with a triple effort. Knocks it free to, I think, Fogus. Towards the middle of the field. That is good athleticism from Gregory, who had a big hand in the first quarter. You look at the scoreboard, you think, well, that was boring. You watch the 20 minutes and you think anything but. The home side, Aspley, is yet to score. Southport with just one behind. This is round 3, the Anzac round of the Bond University QAFLW. He looks at you but also he's got the news on, so this will still give us some just your ability to pick up the plus ones, your ability to watch the runs that are coming outside. Everything I was asking you to do, do it. This is not my What I'll do is I'll have a look on the reserve grade team list. I did check with Mr. Ashcott before.
T.
Yeah, they will be on here, but people always skip over this bit on YouTube. And if they haven't, you're about to now.
T. T. I'll go down there. Oh, I think it's Joe, isn't it?
Oh, Joe Bolt, the Joe Bolt.
She just turned on the side there.
Thank you. Right. So she's not 16.
Wait, where's the nothing actually? I'll be out.
Sure.
I just couldn't.
And just with that, and with that. That's
It was so
exactly, yeah, because it's set for old fogey here, not you. Yeah, the blonde next to Emma Suckling and between Lee Suckling and the Alder.
Yeah, I just mean like tiny and when you got the binoculars on.
Yeah, I've only seen pictures of her. I haven't seen her in person before. Oh, is that? Oh no, it's not. Sorry, for a moment I thought it was colour. his style. I'm enjoying it too. When it's 1-0, it's actually good to start by really let somebody go to. It's a tight contest with very little space here at Zups Aspley Oval. It's a soccer scoreline, 1-0 to Southport at quarter time. My name is Daniel Viles. With me is Sky Burgess, currently of the Southport reserve grade side, formerly of the Ovens and Murray League in Victoria. Sky, your thoughts on that first quarter where it was essentially anything you can do, we can do just as hard?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting game to watch, isn't it? Because both teams play quite a similar style. They're both physical and tougher around the ball. They've got similar setups. Even they're setting up the wall down the middle and turning it over. They both do that. So it's going to be quite interesting now that they've played the first quarter to see how they combat. Because really, you're playing against your own playing style. You kind of should know what to do to combat that. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out and play in the second quarter.
Both sides as well. I think a lot of teams do in the first quarter is they'll kick to contests just to see how they go at winning them. That was pretty much neutralised as well.
Yeah, because most teams they'll back themselves in on a one-on-one. So, yeah, when you've got two classy teams, similar styles, it almost nil and voids it, doesn't it? It's 50-50 and it's impressive. They have had really good run from around the contest, like getting the hands out and getting the run. I think the only thing is that they're kind of, everyone that gets it and is bombing it into their 50, they're not really looking. So the spares are picking it up and bringing it back out, or they're not quite hitting the forwards. So they just need to take that time to compose themselves and find a leading target.
And I think that's probably what brought Southport undone against Bond, was that a lot of their inside 50s were shallow and they were a little bit just bomb rather than pass.
Yeah.
Is that something that Peter Doherty's been working on since that game?
Peter Doc, yeah, absolutely.
You can call him Doc, I should call him Mr. Doherty.
They always touch up on playing our game and our setup. If you're doing your setup right, they don't tend to worry. You don't buy in too much to the other team, but it is just being aware of where they are and not being too far off them. Bonder, another one that set up the spares behind the ball really, really well. So you've just got to be aware of that.
Sorry, just watching Selena Priest in the middle of the crowd, who suddenly realised she was required in the middle and came on punching the air with her fist.
Oh, she's always got a good attitude, so...
Didn't mean to talk over your point, but that could not go uncommented upon. Second quarter at Zups Aspley Oval. Aspley have just beaten Southport the once. Southport have had 3 victories over their brown and gold coloured opponents. Good tap from Vanderweel to Tallis. Tallis is brought down by what? That is a physical mismatch.
Another great tackle by Maddie. Her tackle count's got to be up already today.
And by today, you mean the last 3 years. Kawa.
Exactly.
Looking back to Davey. Vanderweel, lovely charge down from Ship. She just lost track of it, unsurprisingly. Hunt fumbled and then tackled. It was almost as though she wanted the tackle stat.
It's always an awkward feeling when you smother it, isn't it? You don't know where it's gone.
I don't think anyone would begrudge you and say, well, why didn't you keep track of it if you put your body on the line? O'Flaherty tackled off the ball. Anstey falls to O'Brien. She's been busy today. Had to get it inside 50 quickly. Wonderful hands from Taylor. In the end was outnumbered. Thompson was in there. Umpire spotted something. Free kick to Southport.
Push in the back. It was a very hard bump. It could have gone either way, to be honest. But just Taylor having that front position. Free kick for her.
Didn't mean to talk over you, but yeah, but if you get your head over the ball and you get the one in the back, 101 out of 100 umpires will pay it.
Great courage, head over the ball.
So Taylor Gregory played a few top grade games in 2022, became a fixture in 2023.
It's on a little bit of an angle.
Not a lot of breeze, but what there is will be right to left. Good kicking action. She likes it. Southport on the board in the second minute of the second quarter here at Zups Aspley Oval.
She could not have kicked that any better. She kicked it slightly right, allowed for the breeze, and went straight through the middle. That was absolute perfection. And I am
contractually obliged to say that Taylor Gregory is from Newcastle, where all great people are from.
You're claiming her.
Yeah, no, she's ours. She'll put out Hannah Brennan, number 19 for Aspley as well. The work to get the ball inside 50 from Southport, even though there are a few fumbles, Megan Hunt, where, first thing, fumbled the ball, put the tackle straight on, caused the stoppage. Steph O'Brien being able to bomb it forward to a contest. It was just by any means possible there, but it all worked out beautifully.
Yeah, absolutely. The work rate is certainly there and the forward pressure is there, so they've just got to work at keeping it in there once it's in there.
Avalon Pierce loses out to Anstey this time. Crashing through the middle was Perry. Perry trying to get around Ship. I've liked Ship as an inside midfielder at times this year. Went wide, Davey to Tallis. Tallis looking inside 50. A little dinky kick. Kimber did well. Got front position, got the rebound as well. Look at that pace. Steps around Stallard. Cleared by Boltis in the number 55 jersey. Out towards Bryant, just out of the reach of Tiani Brown. Bryant, indecisive. Just has to get it into the middle. Tallis nearly wanted to get Ship. How did Rihanna Ship get through that? That was extraordinary until she lost it cold. Zarafa pickpocketed by Tallis and then wrapped up by a couple of Sharks rather desperately.
Interesting the setup. Southport have got all their players deep in their 50 spare and Aspley are behind the ball, so you've got to be careful they don't get that clearance out.
Stallard in the ruck. Focus did well to get the first touch to it. Zarafa half clears. Perry with the intercept. Goes wide to Davey. Davey looking for space. Didn't really find any. Fogus and Hunt were all over her. Fogus back towards the middle. Hannah Davies didn't quite come down with it. Anstey hacks. Was read well by Lloyd. That was Lloyd, not Hills. Davies. Good tackle in the middle of the park by Bryant.
That's extremely unlucky. She barely had control of it then.
So Bryant wins the free. O'Connor looking inside 50. Overcooked the kick. Selena Priest just got away from O'Flaherty. The handball to Brown. On the edge of the 50. Kimber got her head over the ball courageously, knowing that she'd end up flattening her back pretty much like that. Kimber and Lloyd are not lined up. Kimber and Long are not lined up on each other, but they keep finding themselves in the same part of the ground.
I think when players play similar, that tends to happen. It's a good contest when they find each other.
Inside to Liesi. Liesi looking towards centre half forward. That was read yesterday by Ship. Captaincy's been a good move. I reckon some players shrink in the captaincy, some grow. Rihanna Ship is just playing like she was born to do it. Vanderweel inside 50 as the ball was turned over. Dropped by Vetter under pressure from Alder. Back inside to Long in no space. Alder again. Got an arm around Vetter. Inside found Holly O'Flaherty.
That's great positioning by O'Flaherty. She was in front of her player, a couple of metres in front, and gave herself time to take that mark.
She's been playing wing for years, but her game sense has improved. She's post-academy now. Holly O'Flaherty, low kick, straight kick.
It didn't look good off the boot, did it? It spun sideways, but it went through the sticks, and that's all you need. The 6 points.
When you're as bad a footy player as I was, you take whatever you can get. And Holly O'Flaherty's a lot more talented than me.
Hey, as long as it goes straight, I don't care how it gets there.
Good build-up by Aspley through the right. They nearly turned it over a couple of times, and I was praising Ship in the middle of the field when it was turned over off the next possession. Southport's organisation at the back, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts as I speak here. You may have something to say, but they seem to be a little bit reluctant just to use it, just to get it wide from the back. I'm not quite sure. That was really incoherent. I'll get back to it in a moment. Complete apologies to everyone who had to endure that little piece of analysis.
Thing. I know what you're saying.
Thank you. Cheers.
They're just panicking and getting it out there instead of taking their time and analysing their options.
Should be said, though, that with the academy players out this weekend, a lot of changes in defence. And they do lead.
There is, but there's a lot of experience in there, so I expect big things from them.
Rasmussen went wide, and the mark was taken under pressure beautifully by, I think, Suckling. It is. Found Fogus. That was exactly 15 metres away. Fogus sees something she likes in the pocket. Just batted over the head of Davies. Picked up by Monty, who's covered a lot of ground today. In fact, may have been moved forward in this second quarter. And a stoppage in a handy position for the Sharks.
Aspley had excellent numbers around the ball then. I think they had 7 or 8 girls in around the ball to Southport's maybe 3, so they're doing the work.
Still second quarter. You don't want to spend all your cookies in the first couple.
Not in a close one like this either.
Into the pocket. And once again, the handball inside out of necessity, but there were 4 Hornets there. But the one in the way was a fairly formidable one in the form of Maddie Watt.
We've got a little tussle going on off the ball for those who can't see.
That's at the back here, Stallard
And Joe Boltus.
and Joe Boltus.
Just letting each other know they're not going to be messed with.
Boltus, it's her QAFLW debut today, as that boundary throw will be taken again, but experienced with Sturt and I think Woodville West Torrens in South Australia. And then in the Northern Territory Premier League. Gregory Rucking. As Fergus just locked her footing, the vital moment. Aspley prefer to handball their way out of trouble, as they try to now. Just went out of reach of Liesi, who gets the fumbles, regathers. The composure of Lucia Liesi. She gets it up towards Long. Long comes down the right, looking for Stallard in front position. Went inside Alder. The shepherd from Stallard was possibly accidental, but it was effective. Brennan inside 50. Brennan looking for O'Flaherty. Just falls at the feet of Priest. Southport, that is as composed as they've looked coming out of defence. A couple of good, strong handballs. Bryant attacked Brown well. Back inside to Stallard. Long. Long tried to get away from O'Brien. O'Brien was superb. The low kick, well, superb until she wasn't. Kawa looking in towards O'Flaherty. Got it wide to Goldback Eggert. O'Flaherty on the wraparound. Going out towards the hot spot. Beautifully cut off by Hills. Went off the mark. Brennan was alert to it. Semi-cleared by Pearce. Pooples tried to run out of danger. Couldn't. And this will be a set shot. Stallard wants it.
That's a bit of ill discipline, isn't it? Southport won't be happy with that. Go back and then make your switch, or just go. She kind of was in the middle, and unfortunately, Aspley just pounced on that.
Yeah, unfortunately, O'Brien undid her good work with the tackle, and then didn't make the most of the next kick.
She just was panicking, trying to get it forward because they were out, but she didn't realise she had about 3 Aspley girls around her ready to close in.
Now, Jess Stallard, potential bit of history here. I'll hold fire and not tell you why it's history just yet. So just the 1 point, which levels the scores.
You've got me intrigued now.
Oh, I like to sell the dummy and just put the teaser out there. Southport, over the head of Brown. Bryant nearly won a marking contest against 2 taller opponents. Came back well to Rasmussen. She's looked good when she's had the ball today. Looking for Davies. Thompson.
There's that wall. They just turn it over at that mark most times.
Comes out wide, found Liesi in space. Southport an attempt to put numbers around the contest. Of course, that means when there's a turnover, as O'Flaherty gets there ahead of Watt, although Watt covered distance to get there, it can mean it leaves you short if there's a quick counter. O'Flaherty comes wide to Pittman. Ship did her best, but Pittman, excellent positioning. Goes short, was looking for Long, went over the back of her. Zarafa did well. Watt, inside, big collision. The tackle from Tyson was fierce. The disposal was effective. Pittman lays the ball down rugby union style out the side. Fogus did well to clear the danger. Tallis goes inside 50, looking for Vetter out wide. Nearly gets around Hills, inside to Tyson. Tyson found the space. The handball was errant to Brennan.
She'll be devastated that handball was off. She was going to be out then, and they had about an empty forward line. There are some niggles really starting to go on off the ball, isn't there? I think there's a bit of fire in the game, a little bit of spice. That's what we like to see.
I'll ask you in a moment about whether there was any talk about the prelim at Southport this week. I suspect there wasn't, but every now and then, sometimes things like that can be used as motivation. As the ball is fumbling inside Aspley's forward 50, came out wide to Watt, who's probably been Southport's best so far. Plooples. Megan Hunt, she put off McNiven, saved it, then put the hit on. Megan Hunt has almost single-handedly caused the turnover there. In fact, take out the word almost. Out to Plooples. Dropped it under pressure, double turnover. Turn back over to Toy. Keeps it wide. Well attacked by Lloyd. Didn't quite get there. O'Brien did. Turned over to Perry. Watt with the tackle. Was there prior opportunity? Umpire says no, which is generally the standard for this comp. I don't mind that. They do tend to allow a step or two. Hills wins out against Anstey. Kawa, as the bodies hit the ground, went past O'Flaherty. Well attacked by Plooples. Has to thread the needle, did so. Pittman did well to keep it in. It will be a boundary throw in at the interchange gates. And if you want to take a still shot of the footage you're about to get from this boundary throw in, be our guest. That's what QAFLW needs, postcards. Zarafa, her handball was touched down by Tallis. Well attacked by Toy. Goal back Eggett. Kicked it straight into Kawa, not the intention. They'll get a second opportunity. Well cut off by Kimber. Plays on superbly. She did that a few times in 2022. Big inside 50, looking for Gregory. Beats everyone. Hunt trying to get round the back. Does the next best thing and puts the tackle on McNiven. No one really in possession at the moment. Aspley again handball their way safely out of defence. Perry has the ball now. Again, just held off the ball. Ship has been very involved. Working hard defensively. O'Brien on the ground. And it was Davey, who I couldn't quite identify coming out of defence before, who handled a couple of times.
Geez, the pressure around the ball is absolutely amazing, isn't it? Each team is just struggling to get a clean possession because someone's always hot on their tail.
We had a very tight game on Anzac Day itself on Thursday. Cooperoo upsetting the Premiers, Bond University, 22-16. We could be seeing a similar style of game here, as the kick from Zarafa wasn't clean, and neither was that handball. Plooples turns defence into attack. What? Looked on the lead. Good lead from Hannah Davies. Too far out for her to score, based on what I've seen the last few years, unless she's now doing leg days 7 days a week. Ship onto the ball. Ship has a shot. Just off target. And I should point out the 2 times last year that Southport beat Aspley, Rihanna Ship scored a goal from 50 metres.
That's an impressive kick for a girl. I shouldn't say that for a girl, but at the end of the day, you know, our little legs do struggle to kick as far as the boys, so 50 metres is massive.
Neither were on the fly. They both rolled through a bit, but even just to have that, and of course she was running at speed because that's what she does.
She doesn't know any other speed, I don't think
No.
so.
No, she doesn't have fast and slow. She has on or off.
Even though she missed that was really impressive to take that mark under pressure and then also to take it on. Really great.
And in a low-scoring game, you take the points.
Yes, that's right. It could be a point the difference. You never know.
Which is what it is at the moment. Ship has restored the lead for the Sharks. Good work from Pearce. Looked for Plooples. Just hit it underneath Watt. Good work from Liesi through the middle. Priest attacked it hard against Long. Watt. Good charge down the kick from Monty. Aspley on the attack again through Long. Looking for veteran behind the contest. Gets behind Kimber. May need to put this on the book straight away, which she does. The tackle was superb, I think, from Ma. And Jess Ma can take credit for that. That was the wrong time to run. Falls to Perry. Alana Perry. A lot of time, a lot of space, a lot of points.
Absolutely great run down tackle. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words out.
You're right.
Frazzled they got a goal. I'm trying not to be biased here, Daniel.
Good.
But no, great run down tackle considering Southport would have been out if she had got that on the boot. They had a spare player on the wing and they were gone. So just for her to put enough pressure on that she couldn't get off a clean possession, really, really impressive.
And I'm glad to see the teammates immediately getting around Joe Boltis and just saying, you know, look, okay, it was a mistake. You don't need us to tell you that. Let's just get back in the game. There's a long time to go.
Absolutely. And especially in cases of ball, a lot of the time we say it's not the person that's taking the game on. We would rather get pinned if you're taking the game on and you should have teammates around you and people talking to you. So, you know, it's not on you if you get a ball, and they would just be letting her know that.
Second goal of the season for Alana Perry, her 10th in her career. And as I say, this is her 80th match. Had a couple of years off, was best and fairest here at Aspley in 2021, then took time off to have a baby.
They're going to get... Oh, I thought that he was going to pin him then. They're just trying to reshuffle their numbers, Southport, and she's run straight through the middle of the square. I thought he was going to pin him for having an extra.
Yeah, a little bit of an experience there from Chase Monty, but that's the kind of mistake you only make once. The coach tells you at half-time and then you never do it again. As again, there's no real clearance from the centre ball up. Aspley by 5. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Remember, it was 1-0 to Southport at quarter time. Megan Hunt moves into the middle where she's played most of her career. Davies fumbles. Good work at the back from Pittman. Comes wide to Bryant. Bryant looking for Liesi. She's got Brennan wide, had Bryant wide. Back inside to Liesi, the 1-2. Working well, Selena Priest.
That was an excellent passage of play, though. The handball off and the space and width, it was awesome.
And it ends with Selena Priest saying, no, you don't.
Not today.
Down to Liesi, a good mark diving forward, or lunging forward, sprawling forward. Looks wide and finds Tallis. Taking her time. They're not winding down the clock, but they're not in any great hurry either. The punch from Watt, run onto by Tyson. Tries to take on a few. Well diffused by, I suspect, Rasmussen. In fact, it was Kimber. So good to see her fit again. Saw her a couple of weeks ago. She said, hopefully round 3. And so it has proven.
She was on the money. Manifesting.
Out towards Long. Stepped outside. Inside. Plenty of strength on the kick. Evie Long creates something from nothing. Or was it touched?
I think it was a goal.
It was a goal. So
Right, yep.
I misread a hand signal from the umpire. Evie Long.
I think he was pointing to the centre, like, we're ready to go again. But I did think the same thing. God, that was excellent. Just excellent positioning around the contest. You know, she was forward facing the goals and on the move when the touch come down. So that's going to really sting for Southport. With not long left to go in the quarter, they would have been trying to nil and void any more scoring. So they're probably just going to have to knuckle down. Oh, there's only 40 seconds to go, so they'll be regathering at half-time.
They did score a 14-second goal against Bond University last round, so as long as they've got...
That's impressive.
Oh, yes. No, they
standard.
They responded to a goal, got it straight down, and Megan Hunt ended up towing it through. Good work from Hills to get it forward. O'Brien just overran it, but it falls to the advantage of Ship. Davies has worked hard without luck in this first half. Lloyd ties it up. 8 seconds left. Both sides switched on. Maybe not now. Four goals in the second quarter, but 3 of them to the Aspley Hornets. They lead 3-1-19 to 1-2-8. Aspley's goals to Holly O'Flaherty, Alana Perry and Evie Long. Southport scored through Taylor Gregory. In fact, they had the first goal of the match. Thank you for joining us here on the official AFLW YouTube channel. This is round 3, the Anzac round of the Bond University QAFLW.
Inside this building is a simulated hospital ward, a high-tech biomechanics lab, a commercial kitchen, and a whole virtual home. Let's explore the new Bond Institute of Health and Sport in just 61 seconds. This is the 12-bed simulation hospital ward. From day one, Bond students gain hands-on experience in allied health and exercise science. This is the Work Play Lab, which gives students the opportunity to provide occupational therapy for our youngest, while the Activities of Daily Living Lab simulates a full home environment, giving students the chance to practice mobility work with our wisest. From sprinting to golf swings, this track can track it. Using pressure sensors and high-speed cameras, it can analyze anything from age-related conditions to elite sports training. Wow. The Kitchen Lab has solar-powered sustainable cooking stations, giving postgrad nutrition and dietetic students access to commercial-grade equipment. Thank you. Why don't you come and check out the Bond Institute of Health and Sport for yourself? Did you know Bond students have been in every Olympics since '92? How do they do it? I've got 61 seconds to race you through the life of a student in the Bond Elite Sport program. Strap in. Bond is known for its prowess in the sporting domain, supporting student athletes like Mia. Student athletes have access to flexible study loads, adjusted academic requirements, and tutoring. The top tier of student athletes even receive funding to assist with their travel and competition costs. Bond also runs 4 high-performance sporting programs that field competitive teams. There's netball, rugby, AFL, and swimming. With incredible facilities throughout campus, it means you can easily transition from this to this. Whether it's producing world-class athletes or offering scholarships to high-achieving students every single year, sport is alive and well at Bond University.
2 late goals in the second quarter for Aspley see them hold an 11-point lead at half-time of this match at Zupp's Aspley Oval. Round 3, the Anzac round of the Bond University QAFLW. Aspley 3-1-19, leading Southport 1-2-8. O'Flaherty, Perry and Long have scored goals for Aspley. That was Long's first goal in this competition, incidentally, and Taylor Gregory scored for Southport. My name's Daniel Viles. With me is Sky Burgess, who we've stolen from Ovens and Murray. Sky, very physical first half. You were just telling me you'd been down to the Southport change rooms and there was a bit of ice required.
Yes, I was checking on our reserves girls. It's a very similar style of play. They're very physical and strong around the ball. So I think in the last quarter we were down to, from 5 or 6 rotations down to 1. So we've got quite a number of injuries. So just checking on the girls to see how they're going.
Have any of those injuries ruled players out for the game, or is it more the sort of the running wounded?
Yeah, not in the seniors. The seniors seem to be going okay.
Neither side in that first half were able to lock their opponents in the front 50. I know that Southport, that's pretty much number one thing, is you just create that front 50 pressure. But what both sides have been able to do is force their opponents into errors in the front 50, and they've capitalised on, well, when they've been able to react quickly, they've capitalised on those. Be interested to see, particularly with Southport, I mean, the way that they've used their wingers like Ship and Pluples in the past, just make sure that ball never leaves 50. Do you think there's more of an effort required, well, effort's probably the wrong word, but more of a focus on just locking it in there? Because that seems to be the way that Southport wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that comes down to manning up the spares. Like when you've got 1 or 2 spares down there, they kind of turn it out and bring it out quite quickly. So that does come down to the coaching staff. So they might make the decision to try and nil and void that, or they might, leave them there because that means you've got more dangerous people upfield and you're getting it down there more often. So that's a coaching staff question. That's not on the girls. It will be interesting to see how they play. But you're right, they both kind of do it. They both hang spares behind the ball, and then they can put that pressure on. They either turn it over with a clean mark or they put that pressure on. So, I mean, in women's footy too, like the game's a lot slower. All you got to do is almost run at someone and put them under that pressure. And like you said, they do fumble and that. So it's great to see with 2 fit, strong teams. There's a lot of it today.
I'll talk about some of the better Aspley players just before we start, and then you can tell me who you've liked from Southport. Jamie Bryant, I think, has been electric in all 3/3 of the field, where her link play, but also her tackling pressure ability to win the ball back. Running out of time, so I'll ask you who you've liked for Southport.
Oh, gosh, you're going to make me put that on. I just love Maddie Watt's tackle pressure.
That's the right answer. Continue.
Yeah, just watching her, like she's always in, head over the ball. And also, we've touched on a few times, Rhiannon Ships, great marks and great run along the wing.
I think Jessica Davies' ball-winning ability in the middle, number 33 for Aspley. As the ball went forward towards Liesi, comes back to Kawa. Dinky kick out towards the woman of the first half in Jamie Bryant. Looks forward, Kimber attacked it, but coming from the side was Perry to pilfer it. The pilfering Perry goes wide, looking for Vetter over the back of Alder, protecting Stallard. Under a lot of pressure, just got it inside. Watt makes sure that no one has any space. Over the head of Fogus. Fogus and Liesi. Liesi loses footing. Back towards Kawa. Hannah Davies always puts her head over the ball. Watt benefits. Fogus clears. Taylor Gregory, O'Connor going for the push first. Vanderweel on the ground. Didn't let it go. Ooh. I know why the umpire blew the whistle then, but Taylor Gregory has the right to field, just a little bit jipped. Hills versus Anstey, good punch from Hills, but only Vanderweel was in the space. Tried to take on Steph O'Brien, that's not usually, ooh.
Lucky there, very lucky there.
Look, not the decision I would have made, but we're always grateful for our umpires, and I'm not going to burn them from sitting up here in a grandstand. Good work from Lloyd, knocked it into space. Got it forward to Davies, good spin, back towards Watt. Good chain of passing from Southport, just went over the head of Avalon Pierce. Landed back in her lap, went wide, got the call. Pluples, yeah, contact over the shoulder, drew that well. Pluples looking wide, saw Megan Hunt. I swear her name is Hunt in space.
She always finds those empty pockets, doesn't she?
And then, Gregory dropping at the crucial moment. Pittman cleaning up, takes a bit of grass, looking wide to Bryant. Not Pittman's best kick. Bryant's done extremely well. And the backup play, in this case from Perry, has covered a lot of ground today. Through the hands of Hills. Fumbled by Kimber, recovered well. Zarafa. Davies, she'll get some luck in a moment. Fogus tried to run through two Hornets, ended up with a clever handball over the top to Gregory. Gregory outpaced by Kawa, who possibly could have disguised her intent a little bit there, as Coach Luke Blacken just grimaces alongside me.
I think both teams would be happy taking that over. They've got a chance to reset the ball now.
And I should say the Aspley coaching staff's in the next room. I don't have them here in hostage. Aspley by 11 rather. Southport on the attack. Just goes past Zarafa. Bryant's been everywhere. Handball to Perry, who's been only slightly less everywhere. I know that makes no sense. Gets a good turn on it. Well done by Hills. Inside to Monty. Under pressure from Tyson. Tried to knock it back to Ship. Cleared by Lloyd. Friendly fire between Watt and Kimber. Perry takes advantage. Looks towards the middle of the field where Vetter takes a strong mark. Long is surging forward. Split the difference and it was nearly coughed up to Lloyd. Tyson uses the Shepherd. Gets it towards the goal square. Good work at the back from Boltus. Boltus has done superbly there, diffused the danger. What a counter-attack from the Hornets though.
That was great, wasn't it? And great skills to take that contested mark in the middle is really, really great. And she just turned and went.
And the bump between Kimber and I forgot who the other one was. That's a typical round 3 error. That'll be ironed out within a few weeks for Southport, I've got no doubt.
Yeah, that's the communication, isn't it? You got to talk, especially when you're small. You need to stay down and probably just let Kimber go up for that.
The punch from Hills, who was probably under less pressure than she thought. Zarafa spun well out of danger. Crafty player Zarafa. Gregory made absolutely sure of that. Good hook around the body to O'Brien. O'Brien looking to impose herself on this game. Turned over. No, it has been called downfield. So as Thompson had...
I think they've given away another one there. They've given it ball to the wrong person.
Yeah, I think Thompson was complaining that she was trying to get the ball to the person. Southport players kept running across her, but the rules are what they are. And Tiani Brown, who hasn't scored yet for Southport in this competition. In fact, it's gone to Steph O'Brien.
Steph's taken it, yeah. So that's gone from over nearly more in the Aspley side of the ground, their half, and it's gone to a direct shot on goal.
Well, I can tell you Luke Glacken's still alive, but only just. So Steph O'Brien, who played under Glacken when he was midfield coach at UQ, has put Southport right back in this contest.
Bit of ill discipline there, running across someone, trying to have a kick and then not giving it back to the right person. Aspley will be disappointed with that, but it's just what Southport needed to stay in the game and make it interesting.
And it was experienced players who made the mistake as well. You can see them for yourself if you always on YouTube. You hit the left of the screen, just a quick double tap with you on the left-hand side. You go back 10 seconds. So you can have your own instant replays because we can't afford them. But, I mean, those sorts of gifts will happen in a game. You've just got to take advantage of them. Having said that, if we go all the way back to Boltus diffusing the danger, you create your own luck. She made sure that they weren't starting as they are now.
Exactly. Just did enough to get her teammates down to help.
Clever kick from Jess Davey. Didn't quite work the way she wanted as Fogus is tackled off her own ball. Hacked forward. Kimber just let it go at the crucial moment. Liesi was similarly dispossessed and wins the holding free kick. In fact, that was Tyson with the tackle in the end. Tyson looking in the Stellar direction.
What a phenomenal mark. That was so strong. You could just see her hold her body, hold her space and take a clean grab. That was absolutely impressive work.
Now, this is within range, so I'll give you the stat. This is Jess Stellard's 27th game in the QAFLW. That's across her games for UQ and Aspley.
27, that's a random number.
Wait for it.
I was going to say, there's more.
She's kicked 49 goals. There aren't a huge number of people who have kicked 50 goals.
That's impressive, yeah.
See, I was building to the average, but Jess Stallard, equal leading goal kicker in this competition in 2023. Sweetly off the boot, 50 goals in the Bond University QAFLW for Jess Stallard.
What a player. That's impressive to have that amount of goals in that amount of games. And she just made perfect connection with the boot. Absolutely great.
2020, she was still playing netball. 2021, came across to footy. Started as a defender at UQ. And Ross Clayfield said, no, I think there's a forward there, so put a forward in reserve grade. She kicked 7 in a game. Actually, it might have been 8.
That's impressive to be that good a kick and a forward. I came from netball as well, and it is the hardest sport to transition from. You're not used to being tackled, not used to anyone touching the ball or using your feet, so to be a star forward, good on her.
11-point lead restored. The goal from O'Brien being cancelled out by a goal from Stallard. Davey through the middle. Looking up towards Tyson, just knocked away from Long. I didn't see who got the hand in, but beautiful play from Southport. Lloyd has been strong today. It's only a second game at this level, but I've been impressed with Shayla Lloyd. Aspley on the attack again. Good work from O'Brien, and Southport's been able to clear. Just towards Suckling. Trying to create space for herself. Lost her footing. Pluples was there in support. Able to get a handball away to Liesi. Shut down by Fogus. Fergus has AFLW experience with Geelong. Comes to O'Brien, who I can't believe doesn't have AFLW experience.
She's a state netballer. She's got her eyes on the netball prize at the moment, I think.
Changes focus depending on opportunities, but what a privilege to see her week in, week out over the last 4 years.
It'd be nice to be that talented at one sport, let alone two.
Tell me about it. Suckling, just outside the 50. Was wrapped up by Davey, and umpire blew it up probably at the right moment, even though it squeezed out at the end.
I think when you're a natural athlete like that, isn't it? She could just do whatever she wanted to.
I should probably be Governor General one day. Anyway, back inside 50, O'Flaherty. O'Flaherty heads for goal, looking for Stallard. Off target to the left and just shepherded through by Bolsus.
She's got absolutely great run around the ball, O'Flaherty, doesn't she? She just seems to get that wide and gets the burners going, and she's out.
Scored a brilliant goal here in the semi-final against Cooperoo last year. Big women fly. Pearce and O'Brien both drop it. Tallis was tackled off it. Watt, possibly held without the ball, but allowed to play on. Ship miskicks it cleverly, and also, in fact, that was Lloyd, apologies. I did that last game as well. Tyson on the ground.
They do look alike from afar.
No, they both get their hands on the ball often enough for me to make sure that I get them right and credit them.
They're too fast. That's their problem.
No, that's a me problem, I think. Tyson, 60 from goal. Under a lot of pressure from Watt. She caused that turnover. Suckling clears. Kicks it away to O'Connor. Zarafa not able to get there quickly enough. And that's no reflection on Zarafa. O'Connor settling. They have an 11-point lead. Told to play on. Liesi, brilliant under pressure. Kimber was coming hard. Liesi was strong.
She probably just needed to use the fist instead of open palm just to get it out of Aspley's hands.
Heads towards the hot spot. Good use of the body. I think it was Priest. Comes towards Zarafa. Fogus. Oh, this will be an interesting call. Yes, deliberately out. Well, not sufficient intent, I think is probably a better way of describing it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I agree with that. And good on him to call that. He's a young umpire, so that's really great work.
Yeah, you need the right amount of ego to be an umpire.
Certainly. I think I would cry. The amount of heckling they get.
I doubt that very much, Sky Burgess. Strong mark from Anstey. Rightly called. If Gary Ablett can win Mark of the Year for holding it less than that, Anstey can be awarded a mark there. Anstey again, just pumping it to the hot spot. Long was flying from the back. Good work from Bolsus, who would have got... In fact, it's gone back to Kimber, who was impeded. But either way, Southport free kick for about 3 different reasons. Focus right halfback. Pluple's short. Davies a bit longer. Goes inside and kicked it straight down the throat of Anstey, who's been taking that kind of mark in this competition since about 2009. Maybe not the right time for the fist from Ma, but it's fallen well. Kimber's flattened, I think. Maybe a hand in the back. Nope, ball up.
It's interesting now, isn't it? I think the fatigue is starting to kick in for the girls. You can notice the setups aren't quite as strong around the ball, so it's going to come down to more one-on-one, which we like to see.
which we've seen a fair bit of in the last 5 minutes or so. Pluples does well to clear the contest. Not a bad handball under pressure. Towards Gregory, who ends up being right position, right time. Pluples followed her own play well. Watt had it punched out from under her legitimately. Perry turned it over, had her handball smothered. Watt on the ground again. Zarafa onto the left foot. Always seems to find her left foot. Doesn't matter whether it could be encased in concrete, and she'd still find a way of getting the ball onto the left foot. Zarafa.
Southport had no chance of getting that downfield then. I think Aspley had 5 players behind the ball.
They do make it difficult. It's Anstey and Hills having a good battle. And in the end, that came off the back of the fist of Lloyd. Perry possibly tried to take on too much, but they've managed to retain possession. Zarafa and Pluples causing the turnover. We're just able to get it away from McNiven. And again, the pressure at the contest causes the turnover. O'Connor the beneficiary. Being slowed down by Goldback Eggett. Inside 50, good front position from Hills. Dropped it under pressure from Vetter. Marr clears.
She is still down, Hills. We'll have to keep an eye on her. That one hurt.
Please do. Brown has the ball on the right wing. Looking for support. Clever. Inside towards Pluples, who covers so much ground when the camera's not on her. And when the camera is on her. Hunt was looking for Zarafa. Attacked by Carla. Couldn't quite bring it with her. Created space for Brennan. Inside to Vetter. Looking back, Suckling positioned herself well. Didn't give up the contest. Out towards Priest. The handball forward to O'Brien. O'Brien, good step around O'Connor. Has time for one bounce, a second. Over the top of Anstey. And that gave O'Connor enough time to get through. But I think the reason, as it's turned over to Hills, O'Brien didn't have enough support up front. She didn't really have any options and had to keep going herself. Hunt was ambitious. Davey held her feet. Davey drills it forward towards Stallard. Brilliant from Boltus. And has been paid the mark, correctly so.
Here comes the switch. We just had someone come off the bench as well. She needs to lead forward. She's not. She's going to make shit put it into a contest.
And Bryant nearly won against Monty and O'Brien. Comes back to Bryant. Over the top, spun away from O'Flaherty. Now Southport have numbers. Monty, side of the boot, play on, not 15. As Daniel tries to be an umpire. O'Brien towards Gregory. Attacking from the back was Toy. Davies squirts out towards Pittman. Hunt goes over the top. Looked like fun, but it is a free kick. It's just a bit of push and shove on the ground.
Yeah, I don't think that was necessary. She fell like in the contest with her body weight. That's the only reason it looked so bad. There was no malice in it.
Oh, no, no. I mean, you've got the skills of Megan Hunt. You don't need to be malicious. You just get on with it. And I'm saying that's what she does.
She's just that good.
We used to call her the conductor when she was playing behind the contest at UQ.
Ah, smart. I didn't know that. I'll have to whip that one out with her.
Bit of a commentary box thing. As it falls forward to Davey. Davey looking for Stallard. Over the back of the contest. This is how she scored the winner in the grand final. Stallard.
That's a great contest between those two, isn't it? They're really using their body work and connecting with each other and making it a one-on-one contest instead of coming off each other or leading. So it's really, really good. Boltus won the first one and turned it over the last one, and then she's won that one, got it over the back and kicked a goal from it. So really great contest there between the two of them.
And you're right, Boltus has done some great work. One thing that Stallard picked up very, very quickly as a forward was the ability to make space behind her.
Yeah. Once they go for it and you push them with that momentum and you go turn a wheel and go back, they've got no chance of catching you. And
the assist came in from Jessica Davey. This is her first year in the Bond University QAFLW, having played QFAW for a long time. She got with the game plan nice and quickly. It's like, Stallard's there. I kick over the back of the contest. We score.
She'll do the work, exactly. And that's a smart forward. That's what you want from a deep forward.
Game high lead of 18 points in favour of the Hornets. They seem to have their tails up. I'm looking, in fact, you can help me, Sky, looking at the body language of the Bond players to see who's of the who? The Southport play. Okay, I'm going to be.
Can't mix those two up, Daniel.
No. It's because I just mentioned Bond University as a sponsor, so they're on the brain. I'll get back to that point in a moment. Let's call the game. High contact, free kick to Aspley. I'm looking at the body language of the Southport players to see who's gone right. And they're getting what I like to call Hulk mode, where they just go, I'm fed up with this. We need to take this game.
Time to go, exactly.
Of course, Maddie Watt lives in Hulk mode, and I think Megan Focus may be made of similar material. Comes out to Zarafa. She goes straight up the guts. Thompson should cut this off. She reads the game so brilliantly, Lucy Thompson. Out towards Lanigan. Has two options in front of her. One is Perry. Good attacking of the ball from Pluples.
She did so well to get there. She's run from, you know, the wing to make that contact and just got there in time enough to spoil it.
Well, she's caused the boundary throw-in. I thought the mark would be paid, but...
I did think it could have gone the other way as well, so she is lucky there.
But I don't mind the idea of Pluples getting rewarded for her effort.
That's right.
Hills versus Anstey. Back towards Pluples. Came off the inside of the boot. Kawa found Liesi. Back to O'Connor. The switch is on into the middle. Oh, Long and Bryant. Well, that's the only time that Bryant was going to be brought down today, as if Evie Long got in her way. Turned over. Shit. Priest. Priest was off balance when she kicked.
I will say with Abby Pluples close to the bench, she looks like someone has scratched her back shoulder quite severely. You can see it from up in the commentary box.
That's a war wound, all right.
Yes. Battle scar.
Now, in a men's dressing room, they get shown off and absolutely you get as much sympathy as possible. I'll ask you about female dressing rooms in a moment. Back towards Zarafa. That just hit in her foot, so nothing deliberate there.
It's just another day in the office for us girls, especially with girls that tend to have longer nails and stuff. At most games you do come off with scratches like that.
But do you look at each other and go, hey, check this out?
Nah.
There we go.
It is what it is. We're tough.
No argument from me. Anstey versus Pearce. Fell into Zarafa. Controlled it well. Bravely ran the three Hornets. And I don't mean to patronise, because that's pretty much what she does.
She's a strong player. That's her bread and butter.
Liesi wins volleyball. Over the head of Tallis. Run onto by Pluples, who's having a bit of a purple patch. Or maybe a Pluple patch. Inside to Watt. Back out to Pluples. Pluples just off the outside of the foot. Falls towards Gregory. Had time to regather.
What a run by Abby. That was phenomenal. To run, handball it, and get it back. Absolutely amazing work for a winger. She is burning the wheels at the moment.
This is Abby Pluple's 29th game in the Bond University QAFLW, and she's never been named in Southport's best six for the match. Now, I realise I'm being a bit cheeky there.
Interesting, though, yeah. They really rate her, so that does surprise me.
O'Brien has it at centre half forward. Copped a head knock legally, but continued on as we continue to praise the toughness of these players. Three-quarter time. 2-1 in favour of Aspley in that quarter. Two of them, well, both to Jess Stallard, and Steph O'Brien punished some ill discipline from Aspley to open the scoring in that quarter. Aspley 5-2-32 leads Southport 2-2-14. It is three-quarter time in the Anzac round, round 3 of the Bond University QAFLW for 2024. Thank you for being with us on the official AFLQ YouTube channel. Now, the challenge for me, and I'll say this verbally as well, is I know I've seen people who are maintain the high standards without being perfectionists. And if I can manage that there, and I think the trick for us is just how much you beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Because what I tend to do, like not myself, is just do all
Let's go, heads up, stay alive, let's go!
internally, intentionally stop myself from beating myself up for
Let's go!
these hills before. Because it's hard to think where the people on high go, I identified me, you've got it, let's continue moving on. But
When
what
you
I do,
beat yourself up, you just get more stressed with yourself out. You make more mistakes. I know, I'm exactly like that, so it's been a long journey for me to, and not so much with this stuff, but more with like playing. I get really my head, so.
I'm 47, is that the golden age?
No, 32.
You're higher than hope you're able to hear the words of Sharks coach Peter Doherty. The number of Southport players I've spoken to who look to him as, well, I'll use the word father figure, and maybe Sky can elaborate on that in a moment, but he's very well respected among the playing group at Southport.
I have heard him being described as a big teddy bear. Yeah, he is absolutely lovely, Doc, and the girls just all, as soon as he starts talking, attention is on him. He just demands their attention. They respect him that much. So, yeah, he's a really, really great coach. And the girls, he was giving him a stern word, it did look like from up here, and you would when you're behind in a close game, but that should really G them up, and hopefully they can come out and do something in this quarter.
Well, one thing he doesn't need to instill in Southport is a will to win. They do find themselves 3 goals down, 18 points, both sides with 2 behinds. Jess Stallard scoring twice in that quarter. Before that, O'Flaherty, Perry and Long for Aspley, Gregory and O'Brien have scored for Southport. My name's Daniel Viles. With me is Sky Burgess. Aspley's never beaten Southport on this ground. Southport, still their 3rd year in the competition. Watt out towards Plooples. I'll argue they've been Southport's 2 best so far today, but it is turned over to Davey. Priest suggesting she was held off the ball by Tyson. Spins inside to Tyson. Falls to O'Flaherty. Clever handball to Long. Plooples!
Right on cue. Absolutely great run-down tackle. She's working today. It's so impressive.
In terms of specialist wingers, as opposed to just resting inside midfielders, she's one of the best in the comp, in my opinion. As Davies wrapped up, just giggles as she sees a couple of... I think she and O'Brien rather enjoyed that. We know what's coming. Let's just get it done. Towards Tyson, who's moved on to the ball. Inside to Perry. Been outstanding today. The pressure from Kimber has resulted in a kick out in the full.
There is a lot of that panic kicking today, isn't there? There's so much pressure that they're just laying it on the boot, and results in turnovers like this.
Jess Maher at left halfback, and what I'm looking forward to seeing in this competition in the next few years, I'll get back to that point in a moment. Inside to Maddie Watt. Pinpoint pass from Maher. Superb from Watt. The more that players play with pressure being put on their kicks, the better they'll get, as Bryant intercepts, at producing quality kicks under pressure. That's part of the next wave of evolution in the Bond University QAFLW. Over the head of Anstey, who got a call. Tallis tried to knock it to her own advantage. Only just got that wrong.
The girls are definitely starting to look a little fatigued, aren't they? Which they would in a high-pressure game like this. So it's going to be interesting to see the fitness levels of both teams now.
Well, it won't be for lack of effort. I've seen the training sessions of both sides, and they scared me. Anstey. Picked off by Priest. Watt. Watt moves wide. Bryant is there, as is Ship. Spun well for Ship. Bryant maybe attacked it slightly harder, and Ship attacked it smarter. Over the top of the contest towards Gregory. Got there just ahead of Thompson. Smart use of the body. Everything was smart until the handball, but even there, Rihanna Ship was able to clean it up. But let's also praise Thompson and Lanigan for their composure in the defensive line.
Yeah, that's a shame Taylor missed that handball, because she had about 2 or 3 runners in a perfect position, and they would have had it in forward 50. So credit to the Aspley defence there, just holding them up.
Hills has done well in the ruck. Comes out to Zarafa. There was a throw, and the free kick will go to Tyson of Aspley. Tyson looking for a target. Picked off by Kimber. Just got a bit of pressure in the back from Vetter. It was all legal. Davey on the ground. Apologies, that was Carla. Towards the 50. One-handed effort from O'Brien. Knocked it to advantage. And then is able to stand up in a 2-woman tackle. Vanderweel was there. Hannah Davies. Again, she'll get some luck in a moment. Worked so hard today. Nothing's gone her way. Long. Ooh. Yeah, not intentional from Selena Priest, but definitely a free kick.
Just held on that little bit too long.
Evie Long. Just over the top of Davey. Been a lot of volleyball in this game today. Falls to Stallard a long way from goal. Has Tallis in front of her. Tallis is about to get crunched by 4 Sharks.
He's called it out.
Yeah, she just took a step over the line before kicking it. And made it look perfect. Luke Blacken smiles on in admiration. I'm looking for... I can't see Doc. It's only Luke's reactions I can see. So there's no intended bias here. Very good conditions. There was a small chance of rain today. Hasn't come. The humidity's been a lot lower than we thought it would be. And the temperature's in the low 20s, which in this part of the world is perfect. Davey looking for a target. It could be Vetter. Vetter knocks it to her own advantage. Doesn't need much space. That's a good tackle from Priest. Kicked off the ground. And I believe I think it hit the post in the end.
They've got a few of their goals by doing that in different positions around the ground, but setting that man up behind at the back of the contest that they're sweeping through, getting in clean possession. So Southport just really need to be aware of that.
I'll put a question on notice. Big fly from Gregory. Didn't quite work. Ship tackled by Bryant. Two of the stars of today. Priest got the ball loose. Found Fogus. Tried to get away from Davey. Did so. Ship again. Looks inside for the size of Hills. Just overcooked it. Out the back towards Rasmussen. Lovely step from Rasmussen. Inside 50s has been a very good counter-attack. Just a foot race now for O'Brien. Decides whether to pick her up or not. Did she get it? Touch before the line. It just kept bouncing the wrong way for O'Brien.
Oh, they'll be disappointed with that.
And maybe just a bit of indecision about whether to soccer or pick up.
And I think also a lot of the time you wonder whether you should shepherd and let the goal go through. So it's like that hesitation, like, do you go or do you let it go through? Like, you're trying to do the right thing.
But they are still in forward 50 and a lot of time left in this match. When they're able to get the ball through Kimber just outside 50, although they have turned it over, Bryant will clear for the 500th time today. O'Flaherty leaves it behind. Brown's done well. She's been good when required today, Tiani Brown. Out towards Bryant, who, well, thought she had it cut off. In the end, she and Rasmussen, the Northern Territorians, have a little bit of a gymnastics display on the far boundary.
They were very, very lucky Brown turned that over, because if Aspley were out, they actually had the extra number down heading forward, so that I think they would have been in a bit of trouble if she hadn't turned that over.
Because turnovers about 70 from goal when the opposition is streaming forward can be very, very lucrative. Liesi read the ball off the hand. Watt. I hope someone got we've got some excellent photographers in this competition, and Watt and Liesi wrestling is a print that I would pay for. Anstey found Liesi again. There we go. You got a second opportunity. Photograph that, please.
It's a good matchup, isn't it? Strength and strength.
Yeah. Beautiful run from Kimber. Straight through the guts. Everything was good up until the kick. And then cut off by Vanderweel. Maybe a short 15, but it's been allowed in front of Bryant, trying to get around Suckling. Does so by going behind. Finds Davey, who's been supporting the ball carrier all day today. O'Flaherty stepped a couple of ways. Lovely effort from Suckling to charge down. Didn't work, but I can still praise the effort. Just goes over the back of Long. Cleaned up by Monty. Monty inside, found Hills, who was well positioned. Just got the fumbles at the wrong moment. Kicked off the ground, but well cleaned up by Jess Ma. Silky hands. We haven't seen Ma run today, but it's a sight to behold when she does. Davies. Tyson picks it off.
That is a dangerous spot to kick back into. She was...
You're saying she should have gone down the line there?
Yeah, well, kicking back into the middle and you got opposition free just outside the 50 like that. It's dangerous. Sometimes you can pull it off, but in cases like that, you know, it can result in a goal.
Well, Louise Tyson has given away the advantages. Kicked at the three Sharks. It was Maddie Watt who got it. She keeps it wide. Gregory releases the run of Suckling. Brilliant tackle from Jamie Bryant. I'm calling it. She's been best on ground today.
Yeah, she's up there with mine for sure. That running power, when you see her legs moving, she's just unreal. Ooh.
Just, I mean, yeah, I've got no problem with that. But the mark is taken by Davey.
Maybe just a little bit unnecessary, just that little bit of a push when she couldn't impact the contest.
Pittman looking for Stella, went over the back. Brennan knocks it away from Ma. Ma did well to hold her feet initially. Priest with a good tackle, brings down Stallard. Congratulations once again, Selena Priest, reaching 100 games in this competition. Began in 2016, coming down from North Cairns. Out to Zarafa. Off Priest, just trying to knock it loose. Comes out to front to Fogus. Lovely step from Fogus. She's beaten 5 opponents, that's brilliant. Comes out the front to Pierce. Bryant will clean up. It's a 3-goal margin. Just one minus score apiece in this quarter. 3 goals in 11 minutes, absolutely, even in the context of this game. Out towards Lloyd. It's just brought down by Davey. This will be an interesting call. Just the ball up.
Yeah, I don't think she had much prior, did she? She just got wrapped up just as she went to take off.
Knocked forward. O'Flaherty has space. Tries to get around Boltus. Does so. O'Flaherty on a narrow angle. Across the face. Minus score, but significantly takes it out just beyond 3 goals. Southport now need to score 4 times.
That is a tough kick. I would have been impressed if she had got that. Very, very tight out on the boundary.
That would be all over social media this week if she had got it.
Highlight.
Along with, not here today because she's playing for an academy, but the Dakota Barron Marking Festival over the past 2 weeks has been impressive to watch.
Oh, she's amazing to watch.
O'Brien breaks away, finds the run of Suckling. She's gotten better as this match has gone on. Commentators cursed, turned it over to Davey, but even there, good work on the ground from Gregory. Play on, Tyson. Lovely tackle, brought down. That was just missed the player, unfortunately. Might have been Monty. O'Brien turns it over again. Suckling. Tyson. Comes out wide looking for Anstey. Fogus. Fogus has been excellent today. Bumped off the ball was Watt. That was an excellent shepherd. And then kicked away to Pittman. And that's probably the tale of the match. Just too many times Aspley not finding their target. And Pearce getting beaten to it by O'Flaherty. O'Flaherty up the guts. Well cut off, that is Monty. Bryant left it behind. Sorry, that was long. Vetter looking for space. Inside to Liesi. Got a hat-trick here a couple of weeks ago. Won't have a shot on goal now. Ma steps out. Took on too much. Evie Long will have a shot. No, it's a sling tackle. Jess Ma will win the free kick. Now, this will be interesting.
It's very silly.
It's been turned over.
Yeah.
Tiani Brown has pushed over Rachel Vetter, and Vetter will now have the shot.
I really struggle with those ball and sling tackle ones where they're both at the same time and they reward, like they call it ball. And I just think with all the head injuries and stuff that we struggle with, that even if you're getting ball, if you're sling tackling, to me that should override.
Vetter goes into the pocket, looks for the lead. Stallard unable to take it. Falls beneath O'Flaherty. There was bumping off the ball.
Which way is he going to call that?
It's gone to Southport. They will get a chance to clear. And just to pick up on your point, Sky, that is something that I happen to know they discuss at meetings.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
So Brown kicks it away for Goldback Eggett. The game is still there to be won. Inside, just beat Ship. Perry. Perry's been outstanding today. In towards centre half forward. Lands in space. Priest. Handballed inside. Looking for the run of Fogus. Found it. The tackle from Tallis. Called ball up. Was that an early whistle?
Very lucky there, I think.
I will say, though, the umpiring's been quite decisive today. Even when I've questioned a decision, I'd rather have a clear umpire who's making decisive calls.
Yeah, that's right. If they're sure, then you kind of just go with what they're saying. He has been great today.
Falls to O'Brien. Some good work from Gregory before that, but there was no one to kick to, so Pittman will clean up yet again. Has Davey in front of her, settles it down, was looking for the run of Davey, who maybe doesn't have the running that she had an hour ago. Kimber attacked it hard. Handballed forward, was looking for Hunt and O'Brien. O'Brien got there, eventually got the hands free. Falls to Hunt. Davey was in good position, and they're able to handball out of trouble yet again. Into the middle of the field, fell short, moves wide. Perry's still full of running. Calls her player forward. Knew where Liesi would be because she told her to be there. Typical mum. Liesi goes wide. Looking for Goldback Eggers. She's been impressive today on return to this side. Linked well. Has O'Connor to her left. Thought about it. Decided to go further forward. Well positioned was Brennan. Got over the back of her opponent and Brown. Brennan towards the goal square. Spun away from everyone. Priest nearly cleaned up. Still the danger. Brennan attacked it. The wrestle has no winner. Brennan knocks it back. Long thought about it. Didn't miss by much. 20-point margin. Aspley's only previous win over Southport was an 8-point win. So this would be a record of sorts. I think I'm the only person who cares about that. But it means I get to update my spreadsheets. Southport come left. They had 3 players behind the contest and it spun away from all of them. Why is the football oval?
They had all the numbers, didn't they? Everyone kind of let out this way, and for them to go to a contest, they'll be disappointed with that.
Zarafa finds O'Brien. O'Brien has worked so hard today. Unfortunately, sometimes the harder you work, the more it runs away from you.
It is hard. Sorry, we're just pausing as the umpire takes back the ball. Just clarifying where to stand as it was out on the full. Yeah, Steffi O'Brien is working so hard. I think the issue is that Southport are pushing up so high. When she turns it over, they don't have anyone. She doesn't have anyone to go to.
Anstey from the back doesn't come down with it. Mind you, winning a marking contest against Kaylee Kimber is something you put on your LinkedIn profile. Holding off the ball, free kick Southport. Opportunity.
Oh, she was very courageous there to take off with someone hot on her tail.
Fogus just missed the target. Megan Hunt getting involved. Tried to flick it up to Davies, only just missed. Ball up, let's say 47 from goal. Maybe the 4 points have gone, but finishing a game strongly and just putting a bit of doubt into your opponent's mind for the next meeting is important. Aspley clear up the middle. Diffused by Priest. Knocked down towards Long. Long looking wide for Stallard. Stallard drops the mark 60 out. Was under a bit of pressure. Somehow got through the gap. Her kick inside 50 wasn't great. Went underneath Alder. Brennan tries to turn. Looking towards Vetter. Got it wide. Long fumbled. Needed a first-time pickup. Beautiful tackle. Haven't quite seen the tackler, but not quite a goal saver. Boltus. Southport able to clear. They've got 3 3/4 minutes. Gregory attacked it. Gregory's been among Southport's best today. You can see they're tiring, but still very alert play. And no Anna van der Wiel, you don't get a stat for that.
You've got to give credit to Aspley. Their fitness is really starting to show now. I think they're still running in numbers around the ball and streaming forward.
Kicked inside. That should fall into Megan Hunt's lap, except she was a stationary target and Jess Davey wasn't. O'Connor out of the middle, looking for Tyson. Ends up going behind the contest to Anstey. Rucks it back rugby union style towards Bryant. 2 steps. Inside towards Anstey. Clever knock back to Tyson. Davey. Davey inside, gets past Watt. Van der Wiel held off it by Davies. Out towards Rasmussen. Just came off the wrong part of the boot. Boundary throw in.
And Jess Davies is going to come to the bench. I think she's copped a really, really hard knockoff. She's got rid of the ball now, so she's just come to the bench.
Less than 3 minutes remaining. Jess Marr returns to the field for Lee Alder, rotating in defence. So Southport, assuming that there's no miracle comeback, Southport will begin the season with 1 win from 3 games, but considering the 2 losses have been last year's 2 grand finalists, and one of them they've met without 6 players who are playing for the academy today, there's no need to bring out the alarm bells.
No, you're not disappointed with that if you're the coaching staff. It's a good judge of where you are, but it's certainly not any reason to panic.
There's no question that Southport have internal competition for places, as I think possibly didn't show enough intent just David to get it out of the contest. So Zarafa has the free kick. Was looking wide for O'Brien. She's got 2 Hornets on her. Oh!
She's going to go. She's going to
Plays
play on
on.
with it.
Looks for Hunt. Hunt turns back the clock. That's a wonderful mark.
I don't know how she marked. She had someone in front of her with hands up and she's still come away with it.
Oh, I'm used to Megan Hunt finding space where there is none.
Just pulling it out of thin air. And you can hear the bench are extremely happy with Meg's efforts.
No, I've missed her over the last, well, best part of 2 years with ACL injuries. She's got a chance now. That's the Megan Hunt we know.
Beautiful.
Goal number 96 in the Bond University QAFLW. And Southport have played better than a 2-goal performance today. They've deserved that 3rd.
It's just that reward for effort, isn't it? That, getting reward when you hit the forward 50. It's sometimes I guess in these high pressure games where you have people behind the ball, that's where the struggle is. But Aspley have just managed to do it a little bit better today with some few running players.
Well, I'll get you to think about your 3-2-1s for the end of the game, Sky. Hope you've enjoyed your debut on the Bond University QAFLW broadcast.
It's hard today, isn't it? There's been so much talent out on the park and a lot of great efforts.
I can assure you now, whatever you choose now, you'll feel like a dill later.
I'm sure I'll be told whether it's good or bad.
So Bryant has the ball in the middle, drills it up, looking for Long. Good work in defence, I suspect, from Monty. Long breaks away, beat one tackle. Monty held on. The tackling, the forward pressure from Stallard causes the stoppage. There may be time to get the ball in the air. But it's a big day for the Aspley Football Club because for the first time in the home and away season, they have defeated the Southport Sharks 5-5-35, Southport 3-3-21. The goals for Aspley, 2 to Jess Stallard, 1 each to Holly O'Flaherty, Alana Perry and Evie Long. For Southport, the goals were scored by Taylor Gregory, Steph O'Brien and Megan Hunt. Sky Burgess, your thoughts and then your 3-2-1, please.
Well, thoughts first of all, I think Aspley, they really shone their different strengths at different times of the game. Like at the start of the game, they were strong around the ball and all their...
Stats may not look that impressive, I'm not sure, but I think she deserves a lot of plaudits from the Aspley coaching staff. My 2 points are gone to Maddie Watt, who is just relentless at the ball. And if you had 14 Maddie Watts on the field, firstly, you'd be short of ruck, but secondly, you wouldn't be short on talent and desire. And my 3 points to Jamie Bryant, who I've been raving about for the last 2 hours. Sky Burgess, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure our audience has enjoyed your commentary. And first of all, I hope you recover from your injury quickly. But secondly, you're welcome back here anytime.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been an absolute blast to finally get behind the mic. I feel like it's been a long time coming. So it's been a great day. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for tuning in wherever you are around, well, anywhere in the world, really. I know some of these people have overseas friends. Next week, the game is the 10th anniversary game for the Wilston Grange Football Club. So the broadcast will be from Hickey Oval, from Energy Oval these days, rather, as they take on the premiers, the Bond University Bull Sharks. Don't forget also, every single game in this competition you can watch where you are now on the official AFLQ channel. Don't forget also, junior football's first bounce of the year this weekend. Best of luck to all the Queensland junior players, and if you know someone who'd like to play junior footy, it is not too late. Thank you for your company today. The news here from Castledine is that the Aspley Hornets have defeated the Southport Sharks by 14 points. On behalf of Sky Burgess, my name is Daniel Viles. Thank you to Double Take and Ben on camera. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.